Alright everybody, today's video comes to us from Columbus Police Body Camera. It is a body camera video here from two officers responding to a call. It is unknown what the call is. It sounds like it might be a shoplifting call with a weapon or something involved. So the main thing we're going to look at here is how they're responding to the call. Driver and passenger here. Whenever I'm responding to a call, I always feel the passenger, the co-pilot, should be the one helping clear intersections. It's very essential. So we can see first off, right off the bat, they are watching a sports game on their phone while responding. I mean, officers do have a lot going on, and they must be, doing multiple things at all the time. But should they really be still watching that sports game while they're responding? You can see the passenger's eyes are fixated on that laptop screen in the sports game. The laptop screen is their CAD, which gives them updates. As you can see how nonchalant the passenger is. He's more concerned about the sports game than the call they're actually going to. And that's gonna play into effect in a moment here. In the background, the audio is from a 911 call of a civilian that witnessed the accident involving this police cruiser. They're calling 911 about it. Here, the passenger is going to switch the phone over to GPS rather than it being on the sports game, because they're going to start discussing that they're a little confused on where they're going. They're not sure which part of the store, if it's first floor, second floor, etc. But basically, the whole gist of this is, I mean, you see right there, top right, the way he's shielding himself from the sun. That's going to play an effect here. It's about 4 p.m. December 12th, so that means sunset is happening, and the sun is right on the horizon. And that's going to play an effect into this one, because it's very hard to see in the sun, especially if people have vision issues or older age, etc. So what's going to happen is when you can see even there, they actually almost got struck by a vehicle. And you can see the passenger is pretty scared. And they will actually just talk about that in a second here. And they'll say, wow, I almost had to jump the curb, etc. When you're
to continue with your day, that you have your name and your phone number, okay? So it's,
Yeah, I'll go over. I'm going to okay.
Right there, he says it. He goes, man, I was just going to start flooring it, but then I knew I was effed. I would have to hop the curb or something. They're talking about back there that a swerve because they almost struck another vehicle. Emergency vehicle operation is, oh, here we go. Now we're about to see the actual incident. Now, in my opinion, and it's not just opinion, the officers who investigate officer-involved accidents will agree with me here. It is 100% the responsibility of the officers clearing an intersection when they don't have the right-of-way to properly clear the intersection. You never know what's going to happen. If you're coming up on a red lit light at an intersection, even when you're operating an emergency vehicle with lights and sirens on it, it's 100% your responsibility to make sure you can safely clear that intersection. We're going to see blind spots and the sun play into a crash here in a second. Watch their right side. It's going to be hard to see. Alright, we're going to look at it from the passenger's perspective, then we'll go back real quick. And let me know if you can see it, because it's very hard to see, because, it's the body camera. It's down low. I mean, another thing, too, is they're not wearing seatbelts. Honestly, they should be. I only pop them off when I get close to a scene, but you can see that definitely does not help their situation as the driver gets thrown across the vehicle. So we're going to go back to the initial crash here again. And you got to look really... Oops, sorry. You got to look really close. You can see the top of the vehicle coming straight at them through the intersection. But the passenger never looks right. He never kind of leans his head out and looks right to make sure it's actually clear. They do slow down. They do follow the procedure which says they should slow down. Should slow down when coming up on an intersection like this. But look again. Look really close. You can see it. It's hard to see, but you can see the top of the vehicle that's coming at them. Now, the top of that vehicle is right there. They probably can't see them because right there now is the top vehicle waiting in the left turn lane. It's right in that blind spot there. It's probably also in the A-pillar blind spot for the driver of the patrol car here, but the passenger would easily be able to see them if he actually just looked right and made sure the intersection was clear, especially as they're crossing on a red signal here. And now, as I said also about the sun too, the driver coming down this street here going into the sunset most likely cannot see them. I mean, right now is when the driver or the passenger realizes it. Driver still doesn't realize it yet because the passenger doesn't actually say anything. Well, now I believe they all have realized it. It's a very unfortunate crash. Accidents do happen. We're going to just skip all the way to the end of the video here where you can see the damage of the red vehicle that struck the officers here. There it is. It's very unfortunate. Accidents do happen, but we will talk about why this could be construed as the officer's fault, because this red vehicle, although it did not yield to the officers crossing the intersection, had a green light, and it is the responsibility of the officers to safely clear the intersection when command cross on a red signal. So let's look at that really quick right now. Alright, so here we can see on Google Maps, it's the corner, the intersection where the crash occurred. You can see it's a very large multi-lane intersection. There's a traffic light you can see on the body camera. The red vehicle is coming from the right side there across the intersection. And then you can just see it's very, very large, multi-lane intersection, multiple turn lanes, etc. So I'd be using plenty of caution while trying to go through this. Here's the perspective of the officers as they come across this intersection. There's that gas station on the right, by the way, that we can see in the body camera as well. This is the direction that the red car would be coming from. Traveling that direction, that's the street corner by the CVS where the crash ended up. We're going to go back out here and we can see the overhead view. There's a Wendy's tire discount. They went through that first intersection, then boom, right there is this Coinstar kiosk is where the actual incident ended up occurring as they tried to clear through that intersection. As I said, very dangerous multi-lane intersection coming through, crossing it on a red. All right, so here is the emergency vehicle operations from the Columbus, Ohio Police Department. We're going to just go up here. Right here, it says, I'm going to stop it for a second. I'm going to read it out to you guys. Just highlight it. All right, so it says, entering intersections against a stop signal or signal while using EVO possesses a heightened level of risk to sworn personnel and the public, and thus requires an increased level of caution to meet the due regard standard. In order to show due regard when approaching intersections against a stop sign or red signal, sworn personnel shall slow down as necessary for the safety of traffic and shall proceed into these intersections at a speed which would allow sworn personnel and or other drivers and pedestrians a reasonable opportunity to avoid a crash. Now, it's that last part there that's the kicker. The first part, I do believe they did slow down reasonably enough to, while approaching the intersection. The problem is that when going after that, they slowed, but then as you saw, he gunned it to continue through without really checking his right side, without checking to see if traffic was clear there. I'm just going to skim through all the rest of the EVO procedure here. You guys can pause the video as you wish and read it as you want. Just pertains to, weather, conditions, et cetera, what kind of calls they're responding to, all that kind of stuff. You guys can pause it and read it as you want. But there we go. That's just my 2 cents on that take there. It is unfortunate that this traffic collision happened. Accidents do happen, but that's why we train. That's why we watch these videos back and analyze them. Thank you guys for watching. This is another episode of Road Review. A little something different, not a live and patrol, but I said I like to, that's the channel says, Road Review. I review road incidents. So, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please try to click the subscribe button right down there, or one or two of the videos on the left or right side, and watch it and enjoy.